All right, new video, new tripod, new haircut, which, is too damn short. Let's begin. All right, so today I want to talk about LGBdon'tdroptheT, the movement that believes gender identity and sexual orientation should be separated, which, valid, they are two different subjects, but should the communities be just entirely? So one of the main points is that we are destroying LGBT culture by causing this confusion in the community, because it's like we're stating that if you're lesbian, you should just become a man so you can fit the man-woman binary. But we're not actually stating that. We're stating that there's more options now. That's the thing about it, is we've increased the gender fluidity and the non-binary system to allow for more expression of self. You walk down the street, see a man in a dress, and you go, okay, that's normal. That's okay. So the most important topic we could talk about today is how apparently trans people are causing child abuse by introducing them to the topic at too young of an age. The thing we hear a lot when we're talking about whether gender should be discussed in schools is rapid onset gender dysphoria, which is the idea that gender dysphoria can be developed and socially constructed through learning it, which is true, but we have to look at the ideas behind whether we should be teaching it. The thing about the LGBTQ+++ is that the 97 genders allows for a whole bunch of different variations in people. Sure, this 97 genders is kind of a bad word, but it allows for people to play in the area without using hormones. So by teaching people about non-binary transgender people, it'll prevent rapid onset gender dysphoria, even though it still exists slightly, because they don't feel like they should be male, so they switch over to female. Or they don't feel like they should be female, so they just jump to male. By allowing for the 97 genders debate to go in schools, you can be wherever you want in between, and you don't actually have to take hormones, so you don't have to have the damaging effects on your body. We do go sterile. I understand that. That gets thrown at you like 6 times over the course of, starting hormones. They let you know repeatedly, and it gets kind of annoying. Another reason why we should teach gender in schools is because that there's 2 other types of gender, like dysphoria, which they don't talk about in a polite way in the scientific community, because all the words were developed in the 1960s and haven't been updated. So I'm going to use 2 separate words: prepubescent and postpubescent transgenderism, because those are the words that work. So prepubescent transgenderism is when they're born and they instantly know what type of gender they are. Their sex organs will not match, but they know in their head, and we should allow them to grow as healthy individuals what they say they are, because then they're allowed to, just live life normally. And if you squanch that, then that's what causes all the problems. Postpubescent is people like me who, at about the age of 12, we've decided that we didn't like how our body is growing up, and we know that that's not going to change, so we might as well fix it for the better. The thing is, concerned parents don't want their children to be influenced by the gender debate because they don't want their child to turn out to be transgender, which is an issue in itself, because there's a 40% chance that if your child is transgender, they're going to commit suicide. And that's just what happens, because gender dysphoria will cause a lot of mental problems. I don't know what mental problem it'll cause for each person, because it's different between person to person how they react, because that's chemicals in your brain. If we don't teach transgender ideas in school, we'll keep up with this 40% suicide rate for transgender people, because they won't have the opportunities to learn and discover themselves. Finally, why we should not drop the T in the LGBT is because that gender identity allows for more freedom between those who are questioning their sexuality. They can just put on a random label of "I am pansexual" and just call her a day. Same way as I could just put on a random label of "I am non-binary" and call her a day. This allowance for more labels allows for more people to be part of an entire community, which will allow it to be a stronger community as a whole. When we break down and infight ourselves, it'll make us lose our rights over time as more people who are against both gender identity and sexual orientation to come in and tell us that we're evil or bad, or Westboro Baptist Church beliefs to destroy the entire communities as a whole. Alright, so this is also me using this as a video diary, so really quick ending. So what I've started noticing being on Spiro and Lactone for the week is that I've got like a little bit of weight, like fat distribution on my butt, which is, you know, I only notice it, no one else would because I'm a skinny person. And that's about it. Weird thing about Spiro and Lactone is it has a minty flavor, so I started calling them my breast mints.